everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classic Climb blog. Big Texas howdy to start the show. If you don't know who I am, I'm the author of Smartphone Millionaire book, How to Invest in People, Businesses, and Real Estate from the Palm of Your Hand. On the flip note, I'd like to thank our boat party sponsor, Appliance Bootcamp, coming through. They're our sponsor. You'll see some of them coming up this week. Learn skills, learn a trade, grow a business. All right, you guys, we've started with the hat off. Hat off now. That's probably how I'm going to enter the boat party winery event. So there you go. Expect that. What's up, everybody? This is your girl Erica. Drop a 1 in the comments if you hear me and you see me. I'm not going to be here all night. I just want to give you some good educational information. So listen, the fear is the moneymaker. The fear. Where we make the money is the fear. People are afraid of winning. Now, I'm going to give a couple different examples, and I'm going to go over it. Earlier, Meet Kevin did a video. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick. And my whole little epitribe is, look, money is in the fear, but selling solutions is boring, right? We always say, oh, it's so boring. But Dave Ramsey's going to be a billionaire. Grant Cardone's going to be a billionaire. There's a couple other people going to be billionaires, and people say, well, that must be nice. That's for them, not for me. You know, I'll never make that kind of money, all kind of other crazy shit. But I want to show you a couple different stories and a couple different examples because everybody's not giving you 100% of the real background, the real knowledge of what's going on around you. And I never want to be a hater, but I want you to not be like, I'll never be like that. So this is an example of people can't even be themselves here on this platform. And there's various reasons why. Now, prime example, you can go watch this video on your own. It's called Disastrous Impressions I'm Leaving. You know, Meet Kevin always has these dramatic ass titles. Why am I using him as an example? We have an ideal that business owners better be like Elon Musk, working themselves to death, working all the time, doing all this crazy stuff. Well, he was saying, you know, he used to be not fun, a stick in the mud because he used to wear suits all the time and he was always working. And when he wasn't wearing a suit and people would see him, he'd feel all nervous. And I suffered from that for a little while too myself. I wanted people to see me as working hard. And then I realized, y'all, baby, I could be working 10, 12 hours and y'all would never know it. You would never know it, right? It's just what people are putting impressions online. Just like when you see these Instagrammers and YouTubers always posted on vacation. I've actually been on vacation with a bunch of Instagrammers and they spent half the time working, posting content while I sat there on the beach sleeping. I was like, okay, y'all. And that's also why I had burns on my chest and my arms, but that's another story. They let me fall asleep too long. And what you got to understand is this dude is basically like Meet Kevin, I think, was riding a private plane and people were like, oh my God, Kevin. Then also he had courses that were originally like $99, $50, and now they're, you know, closer to 300, 500. And people are like, oh my God, Kevin. You got to think about this dude basically does like 5 to 6 YouTube videos a day. It's making like 2-3 million a month off this freaking thing. And people have the nerve to be upset when he's vacationing, when he's hanging out with his children. Gary Vee has so much content that they would have content up while he was 6 weeks away with his wife and children. Let me say that again. While he was 6 weeks away with his wife and children. His wife came from a family of a hedge fund guy, a CEO type guy. So when people sit here and tell me, oh, Erica, it's because these people are working so hard. You don't understand the hustle, the grind. I'm like, baby, no, let me peek back the curtain and show you that some of these people have a head start. And a lot of this is math. The golden thing by people's names is their YouTube club members. You can always join the YouTube club. YouTube club gets private videos. They'll get more videos this month. And so for the questions, that's it. So a lot of times, so right now, Meet Kevin's out here. You know, he posted himself flying in private planes, and people are upset. This dude makes 2-3 million a month. You know, he drove around in a nice car. People are upset. And unfortunately, I'm saying this. I don't know this man. I met him twice. He's in 2 YouTube videos of mine. If you guys will go back and look in this channel, it's a lot in the channel, but you'll see it. He literally made his name off of attacking Dave Ramsey, attacking Grant Cardone. Just made this really big name off of. I actually saw him in Las Vegas because he came to where Grant Cardone was doing the 10X. Came a day earlier. and called it the Meet Kevin 10X or some crazy crap. And I just was like, I'll go see this troll. I think it's cool. I think he was what he was doing at the time was a little crazy. But now he's realizing there's two things that happens when you come onto this internet platform. There's entitlement and there's resentment. And we maybe joke all the time about the manosphere and those guys being entitled, yet they don't really do a self inventory of how am I dressing? How do I look? What what am I valuing? What am I adding to the community or my life? They don't ask any of those questions. They just go, where the women's at? Where the hoes at? They should be falling over me, right? The same exists in almost every other platform. I can go in finance, taxes, any other video category on YouTube, and people have two responses: entitlement and resentment. And this is big with your employees. I when I was over the trucking company, I mean, I was literally, y'all, I was losing patches of hair. I was so stressed out and my hair was turning gray. And so I had the staff in there. I'm like, do not call me after 7 p.m. Do not, I don't care if a truck flips over and hits 27 people. Don't call me till 8 a.m. because there ain't nothing I can do in the middle of the night. Just call me in the morning and tell me what's up. So we had one of our mechanics over the calls at night. Well, for whatever reason, they two of the guys were at the office on Saturday and a trucker had a problem. And I'm on a boat, y'all. I'm literally on a boat, rare weekend that I'm like, I gotta go take time for me or I'm gonna go crazy. They call me on the boat, y'all. And I go, y'all just handle it. Just damn handle it. The driver, somehow in this conversation, the driver sitting on the side of the road, they taking a long time to handle it. He calls me. I answer thinking, damn, is there another emergency? He goes, well, everybody can't be sitting on a boat. Y'all, in my mind, in that moment, I wanted to fire him and say, baby, I'm your boss. I'm not the mechanic. I'm not the manager. I'm not the dispatcher. I'm your boss. I can do whatever the fuck I want right now. If I want to be on a boat, naked, drunk, passed out, I can do that. You aren't me. You're a driver. Just drive. We give you a quality truck. Just drive. And many folks will be like, "Well, Erica, you should hear your driver's complaints out, baby. Like, if I could show you the conversations that so many other truck company owners say, they're like, man, F these drivers. You got a high school education, just drive the truck, right? Like, there's a lot of that conversation, and I push back against it because they're people and they're working hard, and I get it. But there is two things that exist, whether you're hiring people or you're on these platforms. It's entitlement and it's resentment that you're making money off me or off somebody, not the fact that you're giving your time, not the fact that you do 2,000 free videos. And I literally have people send me paragraphs saying how a free video made them two, three, four, five, six, $7,000, or they changed their career off watching my free videos. Did I get paid off that? No, I didn't. And so when I hear this entitlement and resentment on YouTube, Instagram, wherever, I just laugh because the money's in selling you fear. Now, I'm going to segue this and talk about real estate in a second, but I just want to show you again. Go watch this video with me, Kevin. It cracks me up because it's so sad that he's so young and he's got a family, he's got a kid, he's enjoying himself, but he's sitting here worried about what these folks is talking about. Let me see if this will pull up. Okay. Now, I have no beef with Sean Coakley. I have no beef. Let me be very clear. I'm not I'm not a hater. I'm not a troller. A lot of black people and white people are in his comment section like, how did this dude make money? Now, let's just break this down. This kid is Nigerian. Okay. His father has an oil rig in Houston area. Okay. He hangs around. He went to high school with Christian Guzman. And this is the importance of where you put your child in school. This is the importance where what kind of friends your child's going to make. This is the argument people receive about, does it matter where your child goes to school? It does. This guy is getting ready to open the supplement company. But before that, he had a Naka knee braces. What do you call them? Knee sleeves when you pull it up over your knee. Somebody help me in the comments. And basically being in that ecosphere of in Houston, Sugarland, them all hanging out, he'd make all this money off these knee sleeves. And he was showing his apartment where he was just packing bags and bags of knee sleeves. But when you saw the townhouse, you're like, wait a minute, you own this townhouse and you have a Range Rover in your 20s? And then he goes, oh, yeah, my father owns this oil field, but we don't really make a lot of money off of it. And, I went to this school that Christian Guzman went to, and Christian Guzman's parents have a big ass house and they make money. But that doesn't matter. None of that other stuff in the equation matters. And I tell y'all, and I'm not trying to be funny, but when I moved to Texas, I salute anybody who picks up and moves somewhere else, because you have to start over from scratch. You have to start a whole new base of friends, a whole new Power Five, a whole new everything. And so he's done a few videos where he talked about that, but I want you to go check out his last couple videos where he's like, "Yeah, I'm managing multiple million-dollar companies." And people in the comments like, "I don't understand." And the reason you don't understand is it's just a math equation. It's a straight up math equation, right? So, even if we go even if we throw the whole fact that his father at an oil field, this kid's driving around um a Range Rover at 22 right out of college that's paid off. We throw that out, right? We throw all that out, right? Let's just throw that out. The sum of the top 5 friends you have matters. Because every video or so, if you hear them, Max Tuning was in Virginia. And yes, he was surrounded by Asian folks in the DC area, DMV. It's really like corporate America, like hustle, hustle, hustle traffic. And then he moved here to Texas. And he went from like 10x to 100x. He was lonely. He came out here, all his friends, and this is what I tell you about content creators. We work all the time. We're just making content till we understand the power of systems and how to take breaks and take our time off and all this other stuff. So he came out here realizing, damn, like they all busy. I better get busy doing some stuff too. And he created what? Sour strips and invested in real estate. So what ends up happening is a lot of times, like even if you hear Christian Guzman say when he felt Max Tuning shirts, they were so amazing, but Max wasn't selling as many shirts as this guy. He changed his whole cloth brand to the same brand that Max had. So it matters who your network is. It matters who you talk and sit with. It can change your life. Now, again, when I say $1 million, now we're talking social media, but I'm also apply it to oil rigs and some money and some other stuff. Okay. So you got $1 million and you have a $5,000 product. And this is no hate, no shade. You only need 200 people to make you a millionaire. Let me say that again. You got a $5,000 product. You just need 200 people. So you got a lot of people out here with $5,000 products, and y'all may not think they're worth that. But if 200 people out here in this economy believe they're worth it, it don't give a shit what you think. If I could tell you how many people I've met who have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 stock options and stock course classes, and then people are like, Terry charging 5 grand. This is crazy. And there's literally at least 120, 200. When I last checked, white people in the course, like, oh my God, thank you. I bought a 30K course. I didn't learn anything. Now I'm in your course. I learned. And then on the same level, you got, black people in there going, I gave Terry my hard earned money. Oh my God. And if you ask what's the difference between the two sets of people, it's mindset. It's not that they're white. It's not that that lady's black. It's the fact that we make money off selling people fear. So if every day you're a black person, you're like, oh my God, black on black crime. There's no opportunities for black people. I can't understand how to do something. They need to have more programs for people. We need to help folks. Oh my God. If you live in that bubble, you always come on YouTube and there's always somebody selling y'all that. Look at my channel, y'all. All my videos on productive, positive things with high video quality get barely any views. When I talk about doom and gloom in Section 8, I get 8,000 views off the rip, 10,000 views off the rip, 11,000 views. Me and DJ the Money Coach, we did a long video. I took 8 minutes out of that video, got 92,000 views in 2 days. It went viral. And I was like, what is going on my YouTube? I'm getting these ping, 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 ping notifications. I'm like, what the hell is going on? People, the money is in the doom and gloom because most people are afraid. Think about your parents. Whenever you tell your parents you have this cool ideal or something you want to do, your parents are like, no, don't do it. Oh my God, don't do it. You you never know what could happen. To this day, y'all, I had a family member. I had a lawsuit going on. It just is what it is. And we done paid it, got it done. But I have one aunt today keeps going, them people came by looking for you. And I just got so pissed off this past couple weeks, y'all. I was at home I just visited for, I don't know, 2.5 weeks just because I wanted to. And also I had a family member get shot. So I mean, I'll talk more about that when I feel comfortable, but I don't right now. He's paralyzed. That's a whole kind of segment, but that's another thing. So I stood up at the cookout and was like, "Yo, baby, I made $500,000. I don't give a fuck if somebody came by talking about a $10,000 lawsuit, baby. I don't give a. I'll pay it and keep it moving." And everybody in my family's like, "Oh, I mean, but," and my cousins who knew I made that money didn't care. They don't care. They don't never care. Two of them got trucks and two of them are doing real estate now because I talked to them about it. That one aunt was like, "But how? Who taught you? Who taught you how to do this?" I said, "Damn, I'm one of the smartest family members we got in this whole damn family. I was tested and gifted many years ago as a child. And you sitting here looking me dead in the face like you don't understand how I made this money when I'm sitting here every time I come home from vacation explaining and breaking down how I make money?" The fear, the selling, what people want to believe is it can't be true. You must have lost this money. You must have done something. And this is again why I talk about resentment and entitlement. The reason I don't show y'all, I used to do this on Instagram. I would show where I would get my weekly massages for my back, and I would go get stretch therapy. And the sad part is so many people sent me messages like, "Erica, you inspired me to go to a massage." Grown men, y'all. Like for the first time in my life at 37, I'm getting my first massage because I saw you post it. Todd Billy started posting massages after I post them all the time. I was like, y'all, I was doing that because I carry stress in my shoulders and back. Like I'm a feel it in my body type of person. And you had people in my comment section like, "It must be nice. You wasting money. You need to be at the office working." And this is why you can't share everything with everybody. Like I have hundreds of videos where I still go every freaking Friday to get my massages so my back is better, right? And you can't even show people that. I have people who literally like, "Yo, Eric, I lost 40 pounds because I started watching what you do. And I went to cryotherapy after you said a video and I did this." And I'm like, wow, like, thanks for sharing that. But I can't even share it on my page because there's this impression that if you're not working like a Hebrew slave, it must be a scam. You must be scamming people. You must be hurting people. And you like, if y'all ain't seen me over the past 7 years do nonstop YouTube videos and nonstop travel to Detroit and nonstop travel trying to fix these properties, right? There are people, and I can't even say their names, there are white people who have come across this channel. Is like, "What do you need? How much do you need for this loan to make this project work in here? I'll give it to you." And this is why I ignore people who are complaining. I ignore people who are worried about window dressing. Why you ain't got a brand new cardigan? Why you ain't got the Cleese type of clothes? What? Because if I wore it on a channel that's about frugality, if I wore it on a channel that's about investing your money, y'all would not be hearing me talk about invest money. You'd be like, "Well, Eric out there and brand new cowboy boots." Do you know how much cowboy boots cost? 159 to 350 a pair of boots. Do you know how many boots are on this rack behind me and in front of me? You do the math. Ask AM1 when he came to my house how many ridiculous number of cowboy boots are in this house. Right? So again, you can't even show people that because there is this marketing department that we're all broke together. We're all broke together, baby. We in this together, baby. We all broke, and we're not. We're not, right? So you got this guy Sean Coakley who's not broke, but he's having to give you this broke college guy feel, and he's hired a whole staff of 20-something-year-olds to film the camera, do the graphics. He's literally showing you middleman to millions where you're just a figurehead, and he doesn't even like doing YouTube. He don't even like it. It's them recording him, and he tells you he doesn't like it because he comes from a family with money and he has money, y'all. Like, I really want you to understand the difference. Like Max Tuning made his millions off of this YouTube and loves it because he's a quirky guy and this is what changed his life. You dig what I'm saying? Um, his brother, awesome guy, was going to speak at one of our events. His wife is a doctor. He don't have to do anything. Like a lot of times y'all don't understand the backstories of these people. And this is something I wanted to do a whole series about. Um, a lot of black kids don't know any history. They don't know the history of their town, the history of certain banks, why stuff be happening funny. Like I was talking to somebody the other day. I'm not even from Texas, y'all. Like just to put that in your head. I'm from North Carolina, but I came here and the first thing I study is where are places black people don't need to be and don't need to go. Right? So when they're telling me, "Hey, Erica, there's houses in Taylor and Samsung's moved out of Taylor, you should come out here and get these 150K houses." Well, there's a reason they're 150K. One, they're so far from Austin, and two, the Klan ran most of the black people out of there. Bill Pickett Rodeo. Bill Pickett's from a place outside of Austin. You know why they have his statue everywhere in that town now? Because the white people ran him up out of there and all the other black people. But if you don't study any history, and secondly, you don't talk to any black people from here, you wouldn't know that. I literally spoke to a woman whose family owns 40 plus acres in let's just say Killeen area, just for the sake of argument. Her people tried back in the day to go buy land in other places and be real estate agents. And guess what? Them white people in Florence ran them up out of there. And you would say, oh, y'all making that up. Nah, man, this is documented stuff that happened in the 80s. You know, when we talk about Georgetown, Texas, everybody's like, it's a wonderful small town. Literally, we had to tooth and nail pull on the town to make changes. But if you don't know that, if you don't study that, you'll move somewhere and be like, why is my life so hard? Why are things not working out for me? You don't have all the data. You just don't have all the data, right? So in my comments on Instagram, this guy came the other day and said, "Oh man, do you follow this guy? Is this guy legit?" In the time frame he spent probably running around messaging 20 people about is this guy legit, he could have went through the guy's page and studied him. He could have studied the guy's testimonials. He could have studied the guy's traffic. But see, the money's in selling you fear. The money's in like, well, you know, it's got to be something wrong. You guys, I have a $27 credit course that's really 100. It's really worth $200+. But at the end of the day, we sell it for 27 because that's just how people are marketing is. It just how it is what it is. And people will literally buy it. Less than 10 minutes later, go email us. Oh my God, something's missing in section 2. Something's missing from section 2. I said, baby, you ain't. There's no way you watched 6 hours of content and went through all the all the visuals and realized something's missing. What you're looking for is the panic. It's the fear. You're looking for something to be wrong instead of looking to apply a solution. I have one class. We have 10 hours of free content in there. 10 hours not free, is paid. But we haven't chopped up the videos to put them in every segment. We got to email like 2, 3 people. Hey, there's nothing in these segments. Is everything okay? Baby, there's 10 hours of live training in it. You haven't watched 10 hours of live training in the first day. There's no way. You don't have enough time. Everything is there, right? If you just apply the course, it's there. Like we literally have testimonials and screenshots from literally Cameron. I think Cameron Lee. You saw him came on a Tech Tuesday. He literally took the one-page business plan. That's a $47 add-on. Got $50,000 for his business. And I keep posting that testimony because I want to show you, like, if you actually go in the courses and read this stuff, I'm a person who's spending hundreds of thousands of dollars going to trainings and conferences and in the inner lane of something, and I'm giving it to you for cheap. You know, you may call it the watered down version, but I'm just giving it to you for cheap because I know most people won't do it. Just the honest truth. I can sit here and tell you step by step how to do this. I've sat here and I think we have 50 emails where people are like, oh, you need to stop lying about commercial lending being 100% funding. When I literally can pull out 100 lenders, I can send you to other people's page where like literally they're providing the gap funding to buy the land and building the property. But you guys have already talked yourself into a losing circle. You've already talked yourself out of winning. So anything I present you, you can't hear it. You just can't even hear it. So this kid, daddy owns an oil field, and some of these guys are investing in oil fields right now. I brought on Nick Perry to the channel, and his course was $5,000 on wholesaling. People are like, oh, I'm not paying that. This guy runs a multiple $1 million wholesaling company where he's not even in the office, y'all. He has an office staff of 10 dudes here in Austin, and he lives in Miami. Like he just left Austin, was like, all right, y'all have a good day, and moved to Miami. Got to Miami, and then a friend called him, said, hey, yo, we got money on some oil fields. Flew back out of Miami, got a second place out there near East Texas. Well, not East Texas, more like the other upper part of Houston. And they running the oil field right now. I'm meeting, this is not this uncommon thing, but you guys don't want to hear it. You missed the whole point. You're like, well, his course 5,000. I can learn how to wholesale from any old body, but you can't learn how to run PPC ads. This dude used to work for Indeed. He knows the back office. He used to work for Indeed for years. And so what happens is what happened can happen in 3 years, y'all, is fucking life changing. You can go up and you can come right back. You can go down and come right back up. But you got to have your mind right. You got to be really up here with your mind, you guys. The money's in selling you fear that, oh, everybody's broke, everybody's losing, everybody's struggling. Part of the marketing department, everybody's like, yeah, I'm six figures, I'm six figures. If you really break down, when these guys say they're a millionaire, I said, let's say they have $50 product, right? Because he's getting ready to drop this supplement line. And that's 20,000 people to make it a million. You're like, well, that's a lot of people, Erica. Not if these guys have 250,000 followers on their channel. What's 10% of 250,000 followers, y'all? That's 25,000 people. The dude literally said, if you watch one or two of these videos, he did a launch. He had 40,000 pairs of shorts he ordered. Launch pooped. It was terrible, right? He did all this high glossy video, super cool. When he went and did like regular old videos and he got a testimonial off a cell phone, it blew up. Here's why. A person who's struggling with their money, they will still in their mind, think, I can buy this $25 pair of shorts. I can buy this $50 pair of shorts. I can buy this da 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 da. Yeah, I can always make money for. I can always get Chipotle. I can always get this. You know what I'm saying? And that's really that's really what it's like. It's literally people with no money will always. You know what I'm saying? Will always. Look, Diamond Dave, I'm telling you, it'll change your life. And when I started getting in upper echelons of certain white people, I'm just gonna call it is what it is in this particular area. It's a lot of Asians too, but they were like, "Oh, girl, where do you get your hands and nails done and your body?" Like their conversation wasn't about money. It was like, "Where do you get yourself? You should treat yourself to do this. Girl, what do you do on Friday? Who does your nails on Friday? Girl, who treats your hair? Who does this?" Like that's the normal conversation. The business is a supplement to the conversation. All right. So I just want y'all to understand that like you're watching these people online and it's quick to be like, well, they ain't making this money. They can't be. The dude who built Affaland, you saw him pouring millions of dollars, and he broke it down to you later that he got a $7 million loan from the bank. Okay. Right. People miss that part. Just like they missing the part on Elon Musk saying Elon Musk is so rich. He ain't liquid rich. The bank is doing 100% financing on that Twitter deal. Like y'all really got to let go of this mindset. You got to let it go. Y'all really do. You can't even share. Listen, I used to share the videos where I be sitting in the sauna. People used to get so mad. I'd be like, "'Cause I'm sitting in the sauna, dude. I'm Native American. Like I'm out here. Like what are you talking about? Like I didn't even this past 3 weeks when I was like home with family and the issue happened when my cousin got shot. I was down there like people are like, "Well, you just staying out there?" I'm like, "Yeah." Because I work really damn hard. And so I have the money to fly home whenever I want. I end up buying a vehicle, drove the vehicle back, drove it all the way to Tampa from North Carolina. Stayed in North Carolina, stayed in Tampa for a day, then drove up to Pensacola for a day. I was at an Airbnb. It was ghetto. I didn't like it. I just booked a hotel. Now somebody gonna be like, must be nice. Instead of hearing all the years of working that I did, right? Nobody hears that part, right? And the reason I'm bringing up the Sean Coakley thing is like, if you look at his videos, like, let me go. I'm not. I don't want to play the YouTube videos because there's another dude I want y'all to understand. Like, is in this too. Let me see because y'all just don't be understanding the backgrounds, and it really is upsetting to me. Rob Built. I love Rob Built. There's no disrespect. I love this guy. This guy is amazing. But everybody misses the part where if you ever hear him talking about when he's on TikTok and he's on all these places, everybody's like, it must be nice to have rich parents. And he literally shows you how he left Texas. They went to Kansas City, bought a home for $3,000 down from their tax refund, and they moved to LA. See, this is the part y'all don't like to hear the part of the story. They moved to LA because they had an opportunity to both have jobs at 85,000. See, this is the stuff people don't see. See, like when people are pushing against marriage, I go, these young 25, 26-year-old folks that are married already and they both get jobs that are 85,000 in LA, they can go move to LA together and don't stress because they'll have enough for rent, they'll have enough to eat, they won't be homeless sleeping in their car. But that's the stuff people don't want to hear that part. So Rob Built telling you how he convinced his wife, hey, let's buy a house in LA, which is already crazy, right? And I'm gonna build this thing in the backyard. I'm gonna build this little 300 square foot thing. We're gonna rent it out in the backyard because you already know how LA is. They do it. That whole little backyard, at ADU brought in $280,000. See, even if he never went and dabbled and bought all these other Airbnbs, They weren't struggling in LA. They weren't your cousin Jeff trying to go to LA with no money and no job and no skills. They went there with job offers. And this is the stuff that people don't want to address because the money's in selling you fear, right? He's got these videos where he talks about being broke and he talks about he made all his money. And he's not happy. He's not happier. Like he's happy with the wife and his kids. And you got people on the internet saying, man, if you make all this money, you could trick, trick, trick. You could trick on all these women. You'll be so happy. They're telling you they're not happier. But people don't want to hear that part. Okay. So again, go check out Rob Built. Don't take my word. Check out Rob Built. And he also has the sponsor here on there, which I'm signing up with them, where you can invest in little Airbnbs, right? You can invest and get a potential the best way to say it is you're investing in anything just like Fundrise and everything else. You're investing in it. Now, this is a dude who's showing you the worst eviction ever. He basically made a ton of money from this video. Let me pause this and get off the screen. There's a whole stream of videos out there where people are showing people getting evicted and they making money, crazy money off of it. Just like if you ever pay attention to Mr. Blades, where the guys are cutting grass for free, where people have all these overgrown yards, which is the number one key wholesalers be looking for, right? And they're cutting the grass, and people are like, oh, that's so nice. More people should be cutting people's grasses for free. And the first thing I think in the comment section is, what a fucking bum you are. You want people to go out of their day, spend gas money. You cost gas in these little lawnmowers to cut your yard for free. That's your responsibility. Now, when they do cut it for elderly people and disabled people, I'm like, that's great. But they're making 50, 60, 70, $80,000 a month off YouTube of people just watching them cut grass, y'all. So when people sit here and fight me tooth and nail about, well, I don't want to be out here on the gram and on YouTube. I just can't want to do it. Cool. Keep that pushing. Keep that same energy and take it over there. Because I really ain't trying to hear it. Right? Like literally, there's a couple people I'm clicking on. I'm not disrespecting. This is his Anaka subs. Trust me. He about to make another meal real quick, fast, in a hurry off this. Right? See, Broderick, but this is silly to me. This whole move in silence thing is so absolutely silly to me. You know why? Because there's so many people I've done these videos for that I've never known anybody to go to Yellowstone. I never know anybody to travel there. I never knew a person who did this. I never knew a person that. So we're all out here trying to have these little private lives in a world that's really not private anymore. So cool, 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 no problem. Oh yeah, Vitter, Texas for sure. Look, I'm telling you, man. Okay, let me see. Y'all got a lot in here. Okay. Mario Candle. Hey, I'm fairly new to your channel. Is there a channel tell you how you got started? I mean, it's probably a video in 2015 that tells all that. But I pretty much repeat the same story every couple of weeks. Like, hey, moved to Texas, used to be own a business in North Carolina, closed my business, moved to Texas, worked as an apartment manager and delivered pizzas at night. Found out how to make $500,000 off a painting company from being an apartment manager. Started a painting company with my friend. Made so much money that I was able to make more videos while the painting company was making money, and all I had to do was take payments over the phone. And then I did what? Kept investing myself, educating myself, learning, growing. I mean, that's the story, right? Got trucks, got out of trucking, building real estate from the ground up, new construction. It's a simple story. It really is. So, let me see. Yeah, contractor couples who go overseas and kill it for 3 to 5 years, start setting up business opportunities while in country. Yeah, I mean it's a ton. Let me see. Yes, the eviction guy be cracking me up. He's making a killing off that. Lawn care channels, exactly. Listen, how your little business doing? I had to snap up off on them. They were like, Erica, calm down. Calm down, Erica. I mean, I had a cousin talking about, man, I'm gonna pray if I can get an SUV. I said, baby, you ain't gotta pray. Let's do the math. Can you afford to buy it or not? Everybody looking at me like, why are you being so mean to her, Erica? And I'm like, this is just a question. This is your question. Okay. So there's 213 people here. Make sure I hit the like. So again, yeah, check this out, and then I'm gonna show you this one. People are giving this woman a lot of crap just because she recorded herself giving her husband a $50,000 check. Now some of this is for the gram, right? I gave my husband 50,000 to start his own business. Okay, let's keep this a buck. I love this woman, but she's naturally skinny. Like I feel like I haven't met Diamond Dave in person, but I feel like he has a natural skinny body frame. Diamond Dave, you can correct me in the here if you want, but like a thinner body frame. And so she talked about being a vegan, but what's funny is like, baby, like naturally you're real thin. This is a perfect selling market. Not that she's not being a vegan, but but literally 3 years ago, if you watch this channel, she'll tell you 3 years ago, her and her husband, key part in their husband, were sleeping on the floor, mattress on the floor at an apartment that in Florida that was less than 500 square feet. Diamond Dave might know the part of Florida they talking about. But literally they were sleeping in a, a hole in the wall kind of apartment in Florida. And the husband said, "Hey, look, I'm gonna keep working my job. I'm gonna go get this job because we need money, but I'm gonna help you make this channel, this Instagram, taking pictures of being vegan." So they weren't even living, you know what I'm saying? They weren't living anywhere nice, but it was her talking about juices and body and homeschooling her child, right? Right? So they were literally showing you they lived in a hole in the wall 3 years ago. Now 3 years later, they had 5, 6, $7 million off of posting, off of teaching, off of content, off of consistency. This right here, her going and talking, like just putting the little reaction videos, like, do you know what's in Powerade? Let me tell you what's in Powerade. It's not good for your stomach. Literally, literally, you've watched them move from a hole in the wall place to buying a house to getting Airbnbs in Florida. And so now they're like, she's like, I'm giving my husband $50,000. Well, her husband is the one who helped her make the company, right? This is the stuff people really be trying to sell you, and it's like no disrespect. Like I think she's an awesome woman. I just want you to understand that people are selling you this. We struggling, and like they quit struggling 3 years ago. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm trying to wrap this video up. I just want to make it clear you guys can't truly gauge how to start businesses for cheap because you're afraid, and that's fine. But you got people here sleeping on a mattress in an apartment, making an ebook on what they know about eating healthy. That's why I say the Hotep's best thing Hotep's ever did was talk about healthiness, right? And the pandemic definitely helped. You know what I'm saying? So if you got 1 million people all of a sudden jump on because what's happening? Pandemic. People are afraid. Oh, what am I eating? What can I detox? And I told this, there's a couple in Fayetteville that has a place called Prima Health Solutions. And it's always white people in there, it's always, I come in there and they're like, man, black people don't really want to think. I said, it's not that black people don't care about health and eating healthy because it's their new place. They own the water now. They got that money. Um, it is, you're not selling it with the right words. The word is detox. There's been people who've made millions of dollars off selling detox tea to the black community. There's a millions of people who've made money off selling the word detox, right? Because if you're from any minority community, Vicks Vapor Rub, you need some ginger ale, you need some hot broth, you need to drink some water and go lay down. It's very much a thing. And so I just want you to understand, like again, this is them then and now living in Florida, struggling. She won't fat. That's what I'm saying. Like people are like, oh man, she lost all this weight. Like, nah, she was always a skinny woman. It's just it works for the marketing of vegan being hoteps, right? Again, same thing. A knock of power. Again, this dude's Nigerian, girlfriend's white, but everybody on their staff is very, very multicultural. This is more multicultural than Houston even is. Trust me, he's picking these particular models for a reason, and not just fitness reasons. It's very ambiguous, racially ambiguous. Okay. This is a kid who is on the side of town where this ain't black people ain't over there. And that's okay. That is what it is. Parents chose that, right? And don't surround himself with any. That's choice. That's all choice. I literally know other Nigerians in Houston who like, oh no, that dude Nigerian, he cool. He just don't hang out with us like that. Nothing wrong with that. But you can go look it up again. 150,000, 151,000 followers here on Instagram, right? If you have a product launch for $100, You only need 10,000 people to buy it. Let's just keep it a buck. You don't need that many people to buy it. Y'all already know how much houses in Houston cost. Okay, you do the math, right? Okay. So again, I mean, somebody's gonna watch this and be like, "You're being a hater, Erica. You're a damn hater." I just want y'all to not be out here sold on fear and not understanding that there's really no difference when I tell y'all go to Apex Entourage. Let me pull him up too while I'm at it. Because the money's in selling you that, oh my God, everybody's broken, everybody's gonna die, everybody's losing all their money and losing their homes. And I sit here and did a whole video breaking down to you that these foreclosures take a 941 days to happen, right? So basically 3 years of your life. And then on top of it taking 3 years, most of these foreclosures aren't even, the numbers are less than a percentage, like a penny in a bucket compared to 2008. But yet there are people everywhere on this like, it's crashing. Tell me, why do we still need 25 million more houses? Tell me why, like literally the city of I think it's not Tampa, what is it, Tallahassee, just gave 160,000 to this company just to build low income housing, because the government don't want to be responsible for you. They ain't trying to educate you. They ain't trying to make sure you can read. They ain't trying to do any of that. But they gonna make sure that somebody else take care of that bill, not them. Florida want to do rent control, but what's rent control? Right? Pay attention. I just showed you where the tenants, Section 8 tenants, didn't want to pay $120 to my friend. So he's like, no problem. Instead of arguing with you over $1,200 rent that the city's paying 1,000 of it, I'll just take this off the market and put it as Airbnb. I don't have to deal with you. This is what people don't understand. These people don't have to deal with you because they own it. They own it. They own it. You don't have power. You can't beg somebody to give you something that they own. You cannot. If you go on my website, you see the one-page business plan. I break it down. You see the funding program. I break it down. Get money for your business program is in there too. Like, I just keep going and adding more content to all these courses I have, because I'm sitting here literally sitting with people who are like, hey, just get that credit card 620, 640. We'll come in here 100% finance you. Have the land, just have to have a contractor on it. So again, yeah, when I was with FAA, one of the contracts I was escorting was like, you should quit this government job and come do this. I was like, damn, I ain't heard that in a million times. Listen, it happens. I love her channel too. I just want y'all to understand the background of stuff. That's what the people don't be listening. That's true. To get me over 200 pounds, I had to eat all day. I was exhausted eating all day. But do you see what I'm saying? Like it worked really well for her because, there's a weight issue in the Black community, and people be like, man, I wish I could eat better. I wish I could eat better. And then she just started breaking down like what's in this food. It works well for her. Let me see what else we got real quick. Yes, listen, they're forcing tenants being evicted to come up with years worth of rent money in order to not be evicted. I expect other cities to follow. Yeah, but think about this. And I'm gonna post it in the community channel because I'm petty. But you have all these people who've been living in these places year, 2, 3 years. Now, what's the biggest gripe of most people? If I could save money, if I could just save a little money, I could go buy a house. I could go do this. These people been living rent free since 2020, most of them. And what's the outcome of their life? It's the same, because it was never the money. It was them. It was never the money. It was them. It was their mindset. Come on, man. Yep. Listen, hazmat. Y'all know that Powerade stuff is dangerous. Football players be having these heart attacks, and people try to say, oh, it's the steroids or it's the heat outside. What are they drinking? These kids ain't drinking water. I always move to wherever the action is and then insert myself in the game. It's worked like a charm for the past 50 years. Listen, this is facts on facts. Facts on facts. I have several videos where I interview government contractors, but yet you will have people coming to their channel saying, well, I'm not paying them $2,000. Let me be very clear. If you can't cough up 2 grand to that, but you want to work with millions of dollars in the government, baby, you playing a dangerous game. That's dangerous. But look, I got to get up off of here. It's late. Anyway, I hope this video made sense. I just want you to understand that like the money's not in selling you fear. You know what I mean? And a lot of these people that you out here, like, again, this guy went to jail working at a mortgage company in Dallas, didn't know he was doing fraud. I mean, they think they knew they was doing fraud. Went to jail for a year and a half, came out and just started recording events, encouraging people, helping people sales and market. End up getting divorced, married a baby mama. But high value men ain't marrying baby mamas that they meet off Tinder. But okay, whatever. So again, just I want y'all to understand, like, there's so much I could break down on this, but this kid is investing in real estate. Go watch his last video. He's building a duplex in Houston, among other projects. This guy right here is the same thing. When I go to Apex Entourage, the majority of men in there, they had one credit card. They hired somebody to answer the phones, and they got another person who is doing the job services. That's what most stuff is. That's it. That's it. That's what most stuff is. You're middlemanning to million, almost every single thing out here you could ever think of. So, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad because people usually have a long time, or you'll meet people, like I have family members we've talked to for years, like, hey, we'll pay for you to go to school, we'll pay for you to go to community college, we'll pay for this, and they're so stubborn. They're like, nah, I ain't doing that. And so when bad stuff happens to them, then they're like, hey, can somebody help me out? Can I go live in one of the family rentals? Can I do this? Nah, you didn't want to listen. So you good. You go do what you wanted to do. And that's what we're having right now. We're having a season of people who are afraid. They don't want to make any choices that may cause any pain. So they won't go make any choices left or right. And now they're getting ahead. They're getting a hand slap. So if you want to live well, thrive, that's what I'm talking about on this channel. If you want to go learn how to build houses and construction, join us at the boot camp June 11th and 12th. Anybody's houses. I'll be in Panama speaking July 5th. I'll have the boat party August 19th and 20th. We have several people off our groups who join together and partner and do their own thing outside of me. I don't even know till they come back and tell me later. It's movement out here. And if you're a producer and you're moving, so what is a recession? You either move slower or quicker, or you run more ads. Sorry, you guys. This is your girl, Erica Classy Kleinbaug. Howdy. Have a good night, y'all.